Hey, what's up everybody? Frick here. Just wanted to come back and do another little tech demonstration on one of the devices that I have. I recently did a video on the NVIDIA Shield Android TV, and it seemed to do really well, and a lot of people gave me some good feedback, and a couple people asked me to do a demo on my Raspberry Pi 2, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a different video. The reason being is because I've actually started selling these locally around where I live, so this is going to be a two-purpose video, and that is number one, to be kind of a promotional video to the people who are thinking about buying one of these from me, as well as an instructional video. So I plan on selling these to people who are kind of new to stuff like this. So it is going to be tailored more towards people who are new at this kind of thing, but hopefully everybody kind of gets a gist of what you can do with these devices and this specific purpose. Now, first of all, I'll explain what a Raspberry Pi is. And a Raspberry Pi is a $35 computer that you can purchase on the internet. And when you purchase it, now available is the Raspberry Pi 2. So when you purchase it, you get this nice little box that it comes in. So we're going to open this just to kind of show you what it comes with. Nice instructional guide there, and just this little computer. That's all it is. And again, that's $35 American. I sell them here locally, this whole package, for $120, and I know that's a big price difference. First of all, there's the exchange rate, but I also buy a lot of the components that go with this that you're going to need when you use it on your own TV. So that's why the increase, and of course I want to make a little bit of money off of it. But this is the Raspberry Pi 2. So it's just a tiny little computer. It has 4 USB ports here, and it has an Ethernet port. On the other side you have your HDMI port right here, so that's how it plugs into your television. And then right here you have a little USB micro USB, and that's for powering the device. Now, what I'm going to show you today is actually just one operating system that runs on these things. Raspberry Pi actually offers a plethora of different operating systems that you can run on it, and pretty soon you're going to be able to run a version, I'm not sure how full it's going to be, but a version of Windows. The new Windows 10 is going to be able to be run on one of these things. So that's really cool. But what I'm going to show you is just the operating system that has been released for media purposes. But just keep that in mind. And you know, you have different options on these things to expand these little guys. Again, that it can get really advanced, what you can do with these things. I've seen people use them in robots and portable gaming machines, or they make their own, and again, you can get really advanced with one of these, but what I'm going to show you today is just the easy stuff. So that's the Raspberry Pi, and again, when I sell it with a few things. I sell it with it doesn't come with anything else, but when I sell it, I throw in the USB cable that you need to power the device, and I also throw in a 16 gig SanDisk Class 10 micro SD card too. Oh, I forgot to show you that actually. On the back of the device is where the micro SD card goes. Because this thing doesn't have any hard drive of any kind, the operating system and everything that goes with it runs directly off of micro SD, which is nice because if you want to kind of try different things with this guy, you can just swap out the micro USB cards. You can have a micro USB for, say, classic video games, and then you can have a micro USB card for media purposes, and another one for Windows, whatever you want to do. So that's a brief overview of the device itself. Again, I'm tailoring this to people who might have just purchased this device to me, so I'm kind of just going to show you the one that's plugged into my TV now and how it's hooked up. So I have it just kind of dangling here. You can kind of see some spots where I used to have it mounted directly to the TV. Once I sold that unit that was there, and I just got these new units in, so I haven't had a chance to make one for myself and put it back on there. But So this is it. So as I mentioned, you need to have a micro USB cable to power the device. Now this is the same type of cable that most cell phones use. So you can use that to power the device. You can actually use the cell phone charger that you may have to power the device. The good thing about most modern TVs is that they will have USB ports in them. So you can see that I've actually plugged the Raspberry Pi directly into my TV. So the TV is actually powering the device. These devices don't need much power at all. So if your TV does have USB, you can plug it directly in the side of the TV. It's more convenient that way. Or if it doesn't, then you can, like I say, just find an old cell phone charger. They're not hard to find, and you can use that to power the device. So I've plugged that in. I've plugged in my HDMI, so I have my HDMI cord going into the side of my TV, into one of my HDMI ports. And something that I always recommend doing with these things, especially if you're planning on using it for media purposes, is to plug it in directly to your network. I know that's not always the most convenient thing, but that's what I've done here, because when you're streaming videos, you want to have the best possible connection that you can get, especially if you're streaming high definition. So I always recommend going with the direct Ethernet cable connection. If you can't do that, you can go Wi-Fi. These things don't have Wi-Fi built in, but you can get a Wi-Fi USB adapter. They're pretty much at every electronic store around. You can also get a Bluetooth adapter USB if you want to use any Bluetooth devices, and yeah, take it from there. Pretty much almost everything that I've tried is compatible with these guys, so that's usually not a problem. What I'm going to plug into it right now is a USB wireless keyboard and mouse, which is a way that you can control these guys on the screen. And I'm also going to plug in an old Xbox controller, and I'll show you why a little later. We'll get to that. Okay, so that's the setup to the TV. Again, you need a power cable, and when I sell these things, I give you that cable. You just need to find something to plug it into. Again, preferably your TV. You will need an HDMI cable going directly from the device into the television, and an Ethernet cable preferably, and something to control the device. Now you can use a wireless keyboard and mouse, or a wired keyboard and mouse if you want, but I'm going to show you something even cooler if your TV supports it. So let me just put my camera back on my tripod here. Get it there. Okay. So when you turn the television on, it automatically turns on the Raspberry Pi, because, again, in my case, I'm powering the Raspberry Pi with the television, so that's how it turns on. And you're going to be greeted with this nice little screen. And the operating system I'm running on the Raspberry Pi right now is called OpenElec, which is Kodi. And those of you familiar with Kodi, it is probably the best media center that you can get, and you can get it for your Android devices, you can get it for your computer, and of course here you can get it for your Raspberry Pi. And in my opinion, the Raspberry Pi is the cheapest way to run this. As I mentioned in my previous video, I really like running it on the NVIDIA Shield, but the NVIDIA Shield is $200 US, so I got it for more than just this purpose, of course, but it runs really well on that also. Okay, so it's a very simple system to use. You can get advanced with it. You can add extra programs and things like that if you want to, but this can be very easy to use. Now you can see here it's organized: pictures, videos, music, programs, and your system settings. And that's where you'll configure, if you put in a Wi-Fi adapter or anything like that, you're going to configure that stuff in here. I won't really touch on too much of that in this video. So you pick what you want to look at. If I look at pictures, it's going to bring up different places you can get pictures. What it does is it basically is a media center that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of add-ons you can get for it, and these add-ons have to do with pictures, videos, or music, and then you choose one of those add-ons to run, and it does whatever it's designed to do. So for pictures, for example, I have one for Google. If you want to do a Google image search, or from Reddit, or photos off my iPhoto. I'll go to video because that's probably the one that's going to be used the most. And if I go to video add-ons, it's going to bring up all of the add-ons that I've already installed on the Raspberry Pi. Now, these are the ones that come with it when I sell it as well. Everybody is different. Everybody likes different things. So you can add whatever add-ons you want. I'm going to show you how to add an add-on in a minute. But these are the ones that I've added. So one that you really might like is Apple iTunes Trailers, for example. You just press it, you click it, and it will load, hopefully. While it's loading there, I'll just tell you, I forgot to mention this. To control the menus and to maneuver the menus, you can use a wireless keyboard and mouse. As you saw me plug in a little earlier, I'm using this one, the Logitech. It's a nice little convenient package. It's not too large, but it has a full keyboard and it has that little mouse thing on the side. So you can use that. But this is something that's really cool. If your TV supports it, it's a feature called CEC, and it's the ability to control devices that are plugged into your television over HDMI. Now, many people have this already on their television, but they don't know it because it's not something they may use. But for the Raspberry Pi, it's the most convenient because you can use the remote control that you already have. So in this case, I am using my FiberOp remote. Now, I'm in New Brunswick, Canada, and FiberOp is the main provider of television services, and this is the remote that it comes with. Now, you can program this remote. Of course, it's designed for the cable box or the FiberOp box, but you can program it to your television. So I've programmed it to my television. Because it's programmed to my television, it will control whatever's plugged into it over HDMI, and the Raspberry Pi supports this. So I can navigate the menus with the remote that I already use on my TV, so I don't have to use any other devices. I don't have to buy any other devices. And it would be the same if I used the official Samsung remote that came with the TV. That's a Samsung TV, of course, so you can use that. So before you go out and purchase a wireless keyboard and mouse specifically for the Raspberry Pi, you know what? Try it with the remote that you have at home. It may just work. And the best way to find out is just to plug it in and try your remote and see if pressing left and right, if it navigates the menus, then you're all set to go. So I thought I'd show you that because, of course, before you get into any of these add-ons, you're going to need to know how to control the Raspberry Pi. So I'm in Apple iTunes Trailers, and I can just scroll through them, and if I see one that I like, then I would just click it. I don't see any that I like. Where's Batman versus Superman? There we go. If I see one I like, I would just press play, and it will play. There's 2 trailers for this, and it loads right up. Okay, I won't watch that right now, but so that's just one of the add-ons for the Raspberry Pi. I'll go back here, or in the video add-ons. I designed one for barbecuing. Let me show you the one that you're probably going to use the most. That the reason you're really going to buy this machine, this is the plugin that you're going to use the most, and it's called Genesis. So if I go into Genesis, I can select movies or TV shows. I'm going to select movies in this case. And I like going to, as you can see, it's organized there by many different categories. I'm going to select latest HD movies, and it's going to bring up the latest high definition movies that have been released. And at the time of this video, it's July 19th today. You can see that these movies are fairly new, and they're all really good quality. You can kind of see it's kind of laid out like Netflix is. Very easy. It shows all the posters, and you can scroll through them and pick one. So if I pick Paul Blart, I know that's not the best movie that's there, but if I pick Paul Blart, it's gonna, what it's doing now is it's scraping the internet for everywhere where this movie is hosted. Excuse me. So it's gonna find everywhere where this movie is posted, and it's gonna list these sources here, and then right next to it, as you can see where it says 1080p there, it's showing the quality of the video. So I simply pick one. I'll just pick the one at the top, and it will play. And you can fast forward it if you like, 30 seconds at a time.
Grants. Her doctor called it uncontrollable vomiting. Her lawyer, dissolution of marriage.
And it's playing right now at full high definition, excellent quality, no hiccups at all. And I don't really want to get into the legalities of something like this, but as it stands right now, what you're seeing here is actually legal. There's been a lot of talk in the news lately about downloading movies and people getting letters. That's because downloading movies is becoming, more and more frowned upon, and people are getting, I wouldn't say caught, but they're getting notified of this activity. With a device like this, as it stands right now, because you're not downloading anything, you're actually streaming right over the internet, it is considered legal. So that's just at this time right now. That may change, but again, it's something that you can do right now. Now, I got lucky there. I picked the top source, and it played right away. Sometimes you do have to go through one or two of them before you get one that works, but just keep that in mind. Depending on your internet connection, you may want to not go directly to 1080p. Give it a try and see if it loads, but I would recommend a good internet connection if you plan on streaming the movie in full high definition. If not, you can go to HD, or you could go even lower. If I go lower, you'll see HQ, which is high quality, and also MQ, which is medium quality. Okay, so that's Genesis, and that's the movie section. Let me go back and I'll show you, Let me go back and I will show you the TV section. TV shows, let's just go to most popular. So you'll see all the most popular TV shows right now. I'll just go to Game of Thrones, for example. Then it will come up with all of the seasons. I'll say the latest season. And then you just pick an episode. They're all named there. It even has a description there on the right-hand side. And you pick that, and we'll do the same thing. It'll scrape the internet for wherever this episode specifically is hosted. And it will be the same idea. And this is constantly updated, so it's pretty good in that regard as far as finding the right source to watch the episode or movie. Sometimes it takes a little time. And again, it's sorted by quality. And you pick one. I'll pick the top one once again. And it will play. It's just that simple. Okay, so that's Genesis. I'll stop it there. Won't go back. So everything you just saw in the last about 5 minutes is just one of the add-ons that's in this video section. The Apple one was another add-on. As you can see, I've installed quite a few. I'm not going to go through all of them, of course. There's Vivo here, which is music videos. There's an add-on for Ellen. If you like the Ellen show, it'll show you all the YouTube videos that she has out there and segments. One for TED Talks. There's Sports Devil here, which is one I really like because it allows you to watch live sporting events, which is really good if you're from somewhere else and you don't get to catch your home team. Maybe there's a soccer game on, your home team down in Brazil or over in Europe. This pretty much has every sporting event, and you can watch it that way. So these are all video add-ons, so you can go through them, see which ones you like. Now, I haven't installed too many. There's probably about 30 here or so. If you want to install some more, you simply go to the very bottom. There's YouTube. You go to the bottom, you hit Get More, and it is going to bring up literally hundreds of add-ons that you can download and then you can use. I'm just going to scroll down. I'm scrolling down by page, and you can see how many there is. So you know what? The first time you get this device, take some time and just go through every single add-on. See what if there's something that you might like, And if there is, say you're into NFL, so this is video highlights from the National Football League, I just click that and I click install. And then it will take a couple seconds usually to install this add-on, and then it will appear in the video add-on section, and then you can run it. So you'll see there that it's downloading. I don't really like the NFL, but I have the NHL already installed. Of course, I'm in Canada, so that's a given. So we don't have to watch this whole process, but you can kind of see it's downloading there. It will install, and it will become part of my add-ons. So that's how you install new add-ons if you want to. Again, scroll through them, see what you like. There's something for everybody, and then it will appear in this previous list here, and you can just run it and go from there. So that's the video section. Again, music, same idea. I don't have as many add-ons in music, of course, just a few. So I'll pick one that I install, Radio Tunes, and it will bring up a whole plethora of genres of music, and I simply pick one that I want. Let's see here. Oh, classic hip hop. And there it goes. Instantly play. So if you want to just use this as a radio, even in your living room or anywhere in your house, you can use it too for that. Okay, so that's the music section. We also have a program section here. Now this is where it can get a little more advanced. I haven't spent too much time in the program section, but there are a few things in here. One of them I'll show you is called NaviX. Now NaviX is kind of like a whole separate thing on its own. And if you go into NaviX and you hit NaviX start here, and then I usually just go to the most viewed sources in the last 24 hours. What it's going to do is it's going to bring up basically a whole bunch of different web pages that host movie files, TV shows, things like that. So, for example, this one here is a server that hosts high-def movies. So if I go into that one, it's going to load here, and it's going to bring up different movies that he's put on here that I can run. There's also a few people on here that put in live TV channels. So if you don't have cable at all, you can kind of scroll around in here, and there's a lot of people who, like this guy, for example, he's hosting TV channels. So you can kind of see the different channels on there, and you just simply pick one and it will play. And it will be live TV. It's not pre-recorded stuff. So these, I mean, I wouldn't count on them all the time. They are hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I've had pretty good luck with them sometimes. The quality is not always the best, but it's a good way to catch something that might be on TV live that you want to see. And again, there's a few sources in here for those if you really scroll through them. But NaviX is a totally different program within a program, as you could probably call it, and you can get a bunch of stuff in there as well. Okay, and same idea. You can go to get more. It will bring up some different programs that are available. Now I will tell you this, for the people who don't buy this particular version from me and they're at home and they built their own Raspberry Pi for Kodi, all of these add-ons that you see and the ones that you saw, for example, when I was going through the videos, they all come from a source. So if you go into the add-on section, you go to get more and there's nothing there, it means you have to add a source for add-ons. And I'm not going to show you how to, I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video, but there's plenty of tutorials out there. Remember, Google's your friend. And you can find easy ways to do that. There's one out there called Super Repo, which I installed, and it's basically just the source that has pretty much everything. So that's what you saw in there. That's just a side note. One thing I want to show you that's really cool is Advanced Launcher, which is classic gaming, and this is why I plugged in my old Xbox controller. And I'm just going to go in here. Again, this comes with the one that I send out. And I have some classic systems on here: Nintendo, Genesis, Super Nintendo. I'm going to pick Super Nintendo, which is one of my favorite consoles of all time. And once you pick the system, it's going to bring up all of the games for that system. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to Super Mario World, because probably one of the Super Nintendo games that I spent the most time with as a kid. It's been quite a while now. And I'll go down to Super Mario World and I'll click it and it will play. It'll load right up. So in this case, the Raspberry Pi actually does recognize my my Xbox controller. As you can see, this is a wired controller. I plugged it directly in there. But you can use wireless controllers as well. If you have a Bluetooth adapter, you can use a PlayStation 3 controller, possibly even a PlayStation 4 controller. You can also buy the wireless Xbox receiver that you would use on a PC. It will work on the Raspberry Pi as well, so you can use that. So it's very compatible. Plus, you can buy classic USB controllers that look like the Super Nintendo controller and the Nintendo controller or Genesis or whatever you want. So I'm just going to press start here. Show you how this works. Awesome game. Such an awesome game. So I'm using my Xbox controller. I'm not going to sit here and play this because I could get into it. But as you can see, it looks great. It runs great. It takes up the whole screen, which is nice. You can actually change that if you want to. If you want to leave it on a square like it was on your old TV. But anyway, that's that. Just get out of there. So again, that's just another add-on you can add on to Kodi. And once you get in, start playing with this stuff and you get a little more advanced, you can add other programs to it, other systems. Like I say, I only added the three. I didn't want to overload the memory card. I only have a 16 gigabyte memory card in there, but you can load like Nintendo 64 or any other system that you want and experience and experiment with ROMs and emulators and things like that. But I think that is just about everything I want to show you with the Raspberry Pi. Again, I try to keep it basic for the people who just got one of these devices from me or just got one of these devices on their own, as well as I want to kind of show off what it does, just in case you're thinking about getting one of these devices. So that is Kodi, and that is the Raspberry Pi 2. So strongly consider it. Again, I sell these for $120 with the Raspberry Pi, the power cable, the micro SD card, and of course I put everything on it and get it all ready for you, ready to go. So all you have to do is plug it into your TV and hopefully just use a remote and you're ready to watch as many movies and TV shows as you can. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, certainly ask them below and I'll try to answer them and hopefully other people can answer them as well. All right, have a good night, everybody.